Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, where today we're going to be giving poor old Interceptor Isaad a bit of a break from trying to get him killed in order to gain a marginal improvement on the Paladin Fool's stats, because something quite serious has cropped up. We have another one of those Noctilith Crown missions, and I've finally worked out what's causing them, and it's entirely preventable, but more on that later. But first, I have some bad news. And it's kind of all my own fault. I know, big surprise. So, you're probably aware, if you've been following this series, that I want to respec Brother Paladin Fool's ability points, but in order to do that, he has to commune with a fallen brother, and I haven't actually managed to get any of my Marines killed yet, so I hatched a cunning plan of taking a low-level Marine, in this case the rank 3 Brother Interceptor Isaad, and basically feeding him to the Chaos Gods in order to get him killed eventually. Now, when I started this plan, he only had 4 resilience points because he was rank 3, but he's been gaining quite a bit of experience from nearly dying on every mission. And I kept promoting him, and now he's rank 5. And he has 5 resilience points, so I thought I only needed to get him killed one more time and it would finally stick, but nope. Shit. Oh well, never mind. It's only a matter of time. Anyway, on to today's mission, a flowering mission. Yeah, this is one of those Noctilith Crown missions that you must take Inquisitor Vakir along for. And I definitely don't want to be taking any noobs along, so we're going to be retiring Interceptor Isaad for this one, give him a bit of break from dying every time he teleports down to a planet. We're taking Interceptor Storm, Apothecary Han for medical support. We have to take Inquisitor Vakir. I'm taking Paladin Thule. Gonna have a quick look at my stratagem loadout. I can actually use my stratagems, which makes a nice change, and I have unlocked quite a few new ones, including the Orbital Bombardment, which is kinda nice. I do still need to pick another Marine to replace Interceptor Isaad while he's malingering in sickbay. So my choices are Chaplain Storm. No, it's going to be Librarian Foros, because he is absolutely awesome. We do of course have to take Inquisitor Vakir along for these missions. They're impossible to complete without her, which inevitably means that she's going to break a nail or something and then refuse to do any research or lock out all of our stratagems while she recovers. And that's one reason why these missions are really nasty. I mean, the mission itself is tough. This is the mission where you have to reach the Noctilith Crown at the end of the level while Chaos Gates open up and you're constantly having to deal with enemy reinforcements. The missions themselves are tough enough. And entirely preventable, by the way. More on that in a moment. But it's the consequences of the mission. If you fail it, well, that's bad. The planet on which you have failed the mission will be permanently lost to corruption, and only an exterminatus will be able to cleanse it, which basically means you can write the planet off and forget about it. And you're only allowed to fail a certain number of these missions and it's game over. But even if you succeed, and I haven't failed one yet, Inquisitor Vakir is always injured, and every time she breaks a nail, she refuses to do any research and she locks out all of your stratagems on future missions until she's had a visit to the pedicurist. So, yeah, these missions are nasty, but you can prevent them from occurring in the first place. All you have to do is make sure that no planet reaches the maximum corruption level, because that's what triggers the missions. So, in a way, this is all Interceptor Isaad's fault. Yes, I'm blaming him. I'll explain why after we've teleported down and got started.
Noctilith Crown located. Teleportation initiated within safety protocols.
Logic cannot counter madness. The Morbus brings ruin upon man and machine alike. Your augmentation will not spare you!
Strengthen your wards, Inquisitor. The enemy is defiant, but your will is absolute.
Now, for those of you who've never seen one of these missions before, there's no actual timer on the mission. You have to reach this point, the Noctilith Crown itself, and then Inquisitor Vakir has to do psychic stuff to it, which takes around about 8 or 9 turns to complete, and then you just have to defend her. Seems simple, except the Chaos Gate opens at the end of every turn with enemy reinforcements. So you only get the first turn out of combat and then shit starts to happen. So while there is no actual timer, there's kind of a soft timer because you will just get overwhelmed by enemies if you dick around and don't get stuck in and get over there. Now, I mentioned that this was all Interceptor Isaad's fault, and that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And I'll tell you why. Because remember, these Noctilith Crown missions don't pop up until you allow a planet to reach maximum corruption level 5. And the reason that's happened here is because I've been trying to get Brother Interceptor Isaad killed, which will, of course, leave me with a squad of only 3 Marines, so I didn't want to tackle any of the tougher missions. And this is a kind of an inbuilt difficulty mode within the game, because if you don't tackle the tougher missions, then you get these bastard hard Noctilith Crown missions when planets reach rank 5 corruption. But because I was trying to get Interceptor Isaad killed and then not have the remaining 3 Marines overwhelmed by whatever was left on the mission, and here comes the first Chaos Gate, I was tackling the lower difficulty missions in order that everybody else would easily be able to pick up the slack once Interceptor Isaad went down. So it's all Interceptor Isaad's fault. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, people have been saying that you could block these Chaos Gates from appearing by simply positioning your Marines underneath them after they pop up. And I thought, well, what the hell, I'll give it a try. And just in case, I covered everything with Overwatch, as well as Paladin Thul's defensive zone. So I'm ready for this first Chaos Gate to spawn, or not spawn, as the case may be. Now, the only member of the squad that doesn't have Overwatch, actually there are 2, is Inquisitor Vakir herself and Paladin Thul, because he does not have a Stormbolter or any kind of ranged weapon. But he does have this defensive zone, so anything that makes a move within range of his defensive zone is going to get bitch slapped into next week.
What is your will?
I've positioned more or less the entire squad right underneath this Chaos Gate, so nothing should be able to spawn from it. That's the theory, and if anything does, I've covered it with Overwatch and a defensive zone. So if anything does spawn out of it,
More of the
really? Did you see that? Well, I mean, it's kind of working as intended. That's not where the Chaos Gate was, people. That's a couple of spaces off to the left of where the Chaos Gate was. It turns out that now, I don't know if they've patched this recently, but yeah, that exploit doesn't seem to work anymore. The reinforcements just arrive wherever they can next to the gate if you're blocking the spaces directly underneath it, which also means they avoided all of the Overwatch. Great. Now, as in other missions where Interceptor Vakir is part of your squad, once she starts doing her channeling shit, she is no longer of any use to you. She's just something that needs to be defended. So feel free to expend all of her willpower on assisting you in clearing up these reinforcements. By, for example, she stands in the square next to one of these demons, she can instantly banish it. It's a one-shot, one-hit kill, so go ahead and use it. Remembering that these Plague Bearers are 50% likely to parry the first melee attack made against them. Unless the person making the melee attack is an Interceptor, their attacks can't be parried. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and do a Vortex of Doom, which will not affect, it's not like a grenade, which will also hit your own troops. The Vortex of Doom affects enemies only, and it does a lot of damage and hits multiple targets, has a huge area of effect. Apothecary Harm, finish that one off from range with a Stormbolter, and then I guess I'm just going to carve the last one up with Intercept the Storm. No need to use any willpower here. I mean, yes, I know Thoros did just use some willpower in order to do the Vortex of Doom, but hey, it was all in a good cause. So, from this point on, you're going to get reinforcements every turn. Oh, and the warp meter goes crazy on these missions as well. Even if the planet is covered by your prognosticars, with a 15% reduction per turn in how much the warp meter climbs, I'm already up to 75%. Yeah, these missions are tough. Anyway, skipping ahead, 20 minutes into this mission before I finally reach the crown itself, which is of course heavily guarded, not just by a patrol of Plague Bearers and Plague Ridden, but also all of its organic defences as well. Don't worry, we'll be seeing them up close and personal in a minute. You can speed this up if you take a Librarian along and you just use his Gate of Infinity ability every turn, but it's 5 willpower per shot. So by the time you reach the crown, your Librarian will be completely out of willpower. And that would be bad. So, you know, you pays your money, you takes your choice. Get to the crown fast, or get to the crown safe. And of course, don't forget, fresh reinforcements are arriving every turn. Yeah, these missions are fun. So, we haven't even gotten the Inquisitor to the crown yet, by the way. The actual timer doesn't start until that happens. And we've taken a few knocks along the way. Paladin Thule over here has basically been doing his job and taking the hits, so nobody else has to. I'm going to use the Gate of Infinity stratagem to get everybody up to the crown itself. And when I say everybody, I basically mean Inquisitor Vakir, because she needs to start channeling and shut that shit down. This will also handily bypass the overwatch that Chaos Marine over there has set on the stairs that are otherwise going to be a bit of a problem, but not anymore. Right. This is the stratagem version of Gate of Infinity, so it's cost everybody an action point to get here. I think I need to heal up Paladin Thule here, because he is going to be taking a lot of hits. So, Medicae Servo Skull, that's healed and purified him.
My wrath is restored, brother.
Now then, who's first? Apothecary Harm?
What?
Actually, no, we're going to use Inquisitor Vakir. She still has a lot of willpower, which is going to be wasted if I don't use it now. So we're going to shoot this guy up. She has a very nice plasma pistol. Actually, she has 2 very nice plasma pistols. One of which does, I believe, armor-piercing damage, but costs willpower to use. May as well get a willpower used now before she starts channeling, because any willpower not used before you get to the crown is effectively wasted. Where's this Precision Bombard? I think now would be the time to use it. Start clearing out some of the defences. It's a nice attack. Does a fair amount of damage, a knockback, but it will also hit any Marines who are caught in the blast, so where can I best use this? A couple of those Plague Bearers and stuff on the stairs, but I need to get this over a spot where it will do the most damage without harming any of the squad. That'll do, I think. Oh yeah, that is kind of nice. Oh, and it puts a flame hazard down as well. I wasn't aware of that. This is the first time I've actually used it. I've only just unlocked that particular stratagem. Right, I do need to start clearing out all of the defences, because if I start channeling on the crown itself with Inquisitor Vakir, the defences are just going to take him out. And Paladin Thule does have a new weapon. You see, because he's in Terminator armor, he can equip a 2-handed melee weapon in one hand. And this Force Halberd that he's using does 7 points of damage. It is absolutely deadly. Next, I'm going to start using some of Librarian Foros's AoE attacks. Vortex of Doom. I've completely destroyed one of the pods surrounding the crown that launches very nasty armor-piercing ranged area of effect attacks. We don't want any of that. Foros is going to smite this Plague Bearer. That will kill it. No need to warp charge it. One left. The Plague Ridden is standing in the fire, and unfortunately he resisted the burning affliction. So, Interceptor Storm standing right next to him. Let's go ahead and start. Actually, no. If it survives this, and it might, I don't want it using that Stream of Corruption, because that's a very nasty area of effect attack as well. So we're going to lop its head off with this crit to ensure that it cannot do that, although it shouldn't survive standing next to Interceptor Storm for one turn, but hey, better safe than sorry. We're going to Force Strike this to guarantee the kill, not just leave it on 1 hit point, because he only had the 2 actions. Teleporting in using the Gate of Infinity stratagem costs everybody 1 action point. Apothecary Harn still has an action point left. We're going to use it to smack this thing up. It won't kill it, but it's going to do some damage. Can hit it again. Left it on 9 hit points. And now it's the enemy turn. Here they come. Oh, and also, the warp meter just reached 100%. Ow. That's not good. I mean, area of effect damage, not good. Inquisitive Akir is already injured now, and it's hobbled everybody as well, so it's reducing their movement. A fetid bloat. Apparently I've been mispronouncing the name of that thing. I've been calling it a fetid bloat drone. It's actually pronounced fetid. It's one of those words that you see written down occasionally, but you never hear anybody actually saying it. It's not the kind of word that tends to crop up in daily conversation. So you have to guess how it's pronounced. So I thought, well, it kind of looks like fetus, except it's fetid. So yeah, 2 words, spelled almost exactly the same way, must be pronounced almost exactly the same way. Yeah, no. It's pronounced fetid. English is hard. It's my native language and I get it wrong. Right, anyway, my turn. Let's finish this thing off. Actually, no, first we're going to need to get some people healed up and purified. I definitely want... There we are, that's removed the hobbled affliction.
My wrath is restored,
And
What is your
we're going to finish clearing up at the back here with Paladin Fool, who's probably also going to need a heal sometime soon as well. Now remember, he's doing 7 damage per hit with this Force Halberd, so I didn't actually need to warp charge that attack. 2 more hits were going to be required to kill it anyway. And with 14 health left, you know, that divides quite nicely by 7, so I did kind of waste a willpower point there, but whatever. Now then, Librarian Thoros and a grenade. Jingles, why are you using a grenade on a single target? Well, yeah, but this is a psychotrope grenade, which will afflict a target with the crazed state. And I have kind of had problems with these things before, and it's down to the wording of the crazed state. What it says is, anybody who's crazed will randomly start to attack their allies. Now, does that mean they pick a random ally to attack, or does it mean they might attack an ally? They might attack one of you. Oh, hang on a second. I was about to shoot this fetid bloat drone, but what's it doing? This looks... Oh yeah, you don't want to be shooting them when they're doing that. It's a good job I noticed. Okay, so no, we're not going to be shooting the fetid bloat drone, and that's a problem because we're kind of too far away to successfully kill it by meleeing it as well. Although, I mean, I still haven't used Interceptor Storm. Apothecary Harm. Do I want to heal up? You know what?
This better be worth it.
I can heal at any time. I need to get this ball rolling. I'm going to move her to the crown and actually start.
If you insist. Knights, once I begin the ritual, you must keep the demon force at bay. If I fall, then all is lost.
Right, let's get her healed up. I've got Paladin Fool and
long
Apothecary Harm at the back. It's going to take 7 turns to complete this ritual and destroy the crown.
This one will fall.
That is not going to be enough to kill that final pod. Got a second shot will, that's good. Now, Intercept the Storm. Unfortunately, he's hobbled. But I can teleport. Now, is this thing in range of the teleport strike? Shit, it isn't. So I'm just going to teleport to it. Which seems weird. I can teleport right next to it, but I can't teleport strike it. You know, whatever. I'm not going to complain. Oh, we got the action point back. Nice. So he still has 3 action points. Let's go for a hammer hand crit. Plus 4 damage. Yes, please. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. It did not like that at all. I would have been happier if it had stayed where it was, though. You know what? I could just... Does it still have paralytic reprisal up? I don't think it does. I could just shoot it from here. Oh, he's out of ammo. Ah. Great. Well, he has enough action points to reload and shoot it, so we'll go ahead and do that. And he's probably going to need the bullets. So... Shit. Bollocks. It's out of range. Alright, fine. We'll run over to it and hit it.
Justice.
Here's a problem. That Chaos Marine the one with the Overwatch, who is now crazed and will randomly start attacking his allies, no longer has any allies to attack. Bugger. He's in range of Smite. Warp charging it only increases damage against mechanicals. I will get a reaction shot off though from Interceptor Storm, which he can now do because he's reloaded his Storm Bolter, but only if I get close enough to shoot him. And I'm not close enough to shoot him. He has 2 action points though. Here's the problem, that Chaos Marine is covering the area with Overwatch. So how close can I get for 1 action point that doesn't trigger the Overwatch that gets me close enough to shoot? That'll do. This isn't going to be enough to kill him though. 11 willpower. I mean, even if I fire this up with a Psybolt for bonus damage, it's still not going to kill him, so there's not a lot of point in expending the willpower. Oh, you've got to be kidding. He was inside the Overwatch? Well, that Marine's dead next turn. Interceptor Storm will kill him, but not before he gets to do some more damage. Which will probably be on, yep, Interceptor Storm. And he doesn't have bonus armor, so he's going to need healing as well. And coming through the Chaos Rift, we have a pair of Chaos Marines. I can't quite make out what weapon. Oh, that's a hazard spray. Oh, that's not good. And of course the other one is a Chaos Champion in Terminator armor. And fresh reinforcements every turn for the next 7 turns. Or however long it takes me to shut that Noctilith Crown down. You see how tough these missions are. You can appreciate why I didn't want to take new boy Interceptor Isaad along for this one, because I would easily be able to get him killed. But then doing this with just 3 other Marines would probably easily get me killed as well. Right, Interceptor Storm is going to shoot and stun this Marine, and then he is going to close in. No, 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 don't shoot him. Close in. No, no, don't shoot him. Oh, for God's sake, Jingles. Yep, shooting him while he's stunned removes the stun. So now I close in and finish him off with melee, when if I'd closed in and finished him off with melee while he was stunned, I would have gotten an execute and everybody would have gotten a much needed bonus action point. So that's the thing, if you shoot somebody and then you click on them again, it defaults to the shoot somebody thing rather than close in and melee. I'm not really helping my own case much here, am I? Right, I'm going to use the dominate strategy on the champion. He now basically is on my side for the next 3 turns. I mean, I don't get to tell him what to do. I don't control him directly, but he will basically assist me in taking care of his allies. Paladin Thule, expertly positioned to take care of whatever comes through this Chaos Rift. I am definitely going to defend this position, giving him all kinds of bonus armor, allowing him to take on the chin anything that comes through that rift. I need to get Interceptor Storm healed, so I move up Apothecary Harm to about 1 square short of where he needs to be in order to heal Interceptor Storm from there. Fantastic. I can still shoot this guy because the domination is only going to last 3 turns, but I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. He's going to recover his armor at the end of next turn, and the only thing that's really done is remove his armor. It hasn't actually hurt him, and it's depleted Apothecary Harm Storm Bolter, so I have to spend his last action point reloading. Right then, Librarian Foros. Empyrean Domination is actually going to reduce the warp meter by 25%. So we're back down to 45, which is nice. It's bought us a little bit of time. He still has plenty of willpower, but I don't really have anything to use willpower on right now. I mean, I can set up some Overwatch. Whatever, we'll do it. Right, this guy's now going after his teammate. So, working as intended. I don't think he's going to have enough action points to get there and hit him, which is unfortunate, but it means we don't have to worry about him, and we probably don't need... Oh wait, here he comes. What? Really? That's a thing that happened now, is it? Alright, that could have been worse. That's a nasty hazard between him and everybody on that side, although he didn't actually hit anybody. Oh, really? Seriously? This defensive zone from the Paladin just... I mean, he didn't take any damage because he's got all of that armor, but there's no way that should trigger a reaction attack from anybody that is defending against. That seems a bit harsh.
wound sustained.
Fresh reinforcements appearing on the other side. And there's a hazard field between us now and anything coming through that gate. Right. This kind of situation is exactly what the Vortex of Doom was made for. Hits all of them for an extreme amount of damage, outright kills one. Do I really want to run all the way over there and hit them? I probably don't. Let's see what... yeah. Melee attacks, you see. I mean, he can smite, so that will finish off the Plague Bearer. This should kill it, but it may parry. And it did parry. Well, it's only going to parry the first one, it won't parry the second, so okay, fine. Paladin Thule, out of action points, but his job is done. Now, I need to set up and prepare for what's coming through here. But I can't get close enough because of the hazard field that Plague Marine has put down.
Command.
I need to get Interceptor Storm back in the fight, I can tell you that for nothing, so let's move him up next to Apothecary Hahn. So Apothecary Hahn can heal him. That does put him within shooting range of the guy with the hazard spray. And Interceptor, I mean, he can teleport to him. You can always do that, but his Storm Bolter does bonus stun damage. So, there we go, he's stunned.
Empty.
Unfortunately, he's out of action points and can't take advantage of it. So, we're going to heal him up. Or is he out of action points? Well, he needs healing, that much I know for sure. So, Storm's now back up at full health. Apothecary Hahn cannot make it to that guy without running through the hazard field. However, Interceptor Storm is not out of action points. And he can teleport strike to that guy. I don't know if this will count as an execute. Oh, come on! Sometimes I feel like the game's mechanics are working against me. That was a melee strike on a guy who was stunned, and I didn't get an execute out of it. All it did was remove the stun. Whatever, he's dead. That's the important thing. Unfortunately, the Warp Surge, despite Librarian Foros using his Empyrean Domination to drop the meter by 25%, the Warp Surge is back up to 100 again. Don't forget, every time your Marines use a psychic ability, it increases the warp meter. Unless, and I think it's Justicar Iolanthus who's using a set of Terminator armor that allows him to use any psychic abilities without advancing the warp meter. Right, okay. Let's get some Overwatch set up on the stairs here. Cover the Interceptor. Get everybody as close as I can get without walking into that hazard field. And oh, shit. It's a dreadnought. Let's not forget we have a Chaos Champion who's currently dominated but is not going to stay dominated forever. Your Knight's heal ability is reduced to 0 for the next 3 turns. I have never seen that Warp Surge before. I do not like it very much, and I am very glad that I healed Interceptor Storm before that thing dropped on my head. Right, we've got a Dreadnought to deal with, so I am going to Gate of Infinity everybody up there. Here's the problem though. Librarian Foros can only teleport to somewhere that's in line of sight. And he can't run through that hazard field without getting plagued. So where can I teleport to? There's the Chaos Champion over there that's going to need killing as well. But I don't know exactly where he is. Okay, I can teleport everybody up here. It's as close as I'm going to get to the Dreadnought. I'm going to have to react quickly though, because I think that Chaos Champion is going to not be on my side after 1 turn. Vortex of Doom would be a good start. You know what? I'm going to grab that seed. That's an extra point of willpower. Now then, how to best deal with the Dreadnought. Let's get Paladin Fool up, because he does a lot of damage with his brand new, all singing, all dancing Force Halberd. He's also got a lot of willpower that we haven't really been using yet, so I am going to go ahead and expend it using Force Strikes. Oh, we've got a crit. +3 stun. Why not? These things are very difficult to stun, but if you hit them enough, and it's only got 3 more. Oof. remember these things explode at the end of the turn, so I probably don't want to run Librarian Foros up to it. We'll just shoot it. I don't really want to expend a willpower point. It only has 6 left. Right, it's 2 points away from being stunned now, so 2 more attacks, or 1 more shot from Interceptor Storm's Storm Bolter. This thing is still dominated, but it's not going to stay that way for long, so I'm going to need to deal with it. Inquisitor Vakir is looking kind of vulnerable over there, with a Chaos Gate opening down on the other side. Interceptor Storm. Oh, he's out of ammo. Oh, great. See, if I had gotten that execute off earlier, even though there was nothing left up at the time to use the extra action points on, he could have used it to reload. Instead, he has to reload now. But his Storm Bolter does bonus stun damage, so I don't actually need to charge this up with a Cybolt, and it will stun the Dreadnought. Now I just need to get somebody close enough to execute it. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to shoot it. Because I need everybody not down where the Dreadnought is in order to get the hell out of there. Right, we'll go over and start carving up this champion. Apothecary Arm gets a strike. Gets another one. And there it goes. And only Paladin Fool, who has all of the health and armour, was close enough to be hurt with the blast. That's why I didn't want to move over there and execute it with Interceptor Storm, because he can't afford to take the damage. Right. Enemy turn.
More corpses.
More Terminators, this time with an autocannon. Well, 1 Terminator, 1 Plague Marine. Who are they going to go for? I think it might be Inquisitor Vakir. Oh. Defenders of the... Oh no. Right behind the Noctilith Crown. Crap. I have researched... I don't know what it's called, but I have the ability to reuse a stratagem that I've used previously, which means I can use the Gate of Infinity again, and I probably am going to need it to get down there and defend the Inquisitor. But first I really do need to take care of this Plague Champion. Apothecary Harm gets a crit, nice. Let's stack some bonus stun on it. 1 more hit, no wait, 2 more, it's going to take 2 more. Okay, so he's going to hit it, not kill it, and stun it. He is now out of action points.
Taste my fury.
So, who needs the willpower? Yeah, I think it's going to be the good Librarian. Now, I know you're thinking, why are you shooting it? Why didn't you run him over there and get the execute for bonus action point for everybody? Because I don't want Interceptor Storm to be over there. Because I now need the squad to be elsewhere in order to defend the Inquisitor. And I'm going to use his Gate of Infinity to do that. And you can only Gate of Infinity to somewhere that's within line of sight. And if he walked over to the Chaos Champion and killed it behind the wall, this would not have been within line of sight. Right, Apothecary Harn is out of action points. Librarian Foros does have 1 left. This seems like a good opportunity to use the Vortex of Doom again. This is going to leave him on, I think, no willpower. But it needs doing. Right, let's soften them up. What do I have left? Interceptor Storm. He's got willpower, actually. I could do a teleport strike. Yep. That'll do. I will walk charge this. I mean, I'm going to go to walk charge this turn anyway, regardless of what I do. Finish this guy off.
Slaughtered.
Thank you. Bonus action and willpower. Oh, bonus. Right, the Force Strike isn't going to kill this guy, so there's not a lot of point in expending the willpower. Didn't stun him either, but this will finish him. Kiss goodbye to 1 Terminator with an autocannon. That just leaves this guy, Paladin Fool. Could kill him, and he is a dangerous opponent. He has a hazard spray, but there's a gate opening up behind the Inquisitor, so I kind of need Paladin Fool over here defending her. This means that, well, we get a reaction strike off at him, but it doesn't kill him. And I was kind of worried that he was going to hazard spray everything. He takes so much damage that he expends his action point on healing instead, so that's good. Here come the reinforcements. Paladin Fool does his job, gets over there and bitch slaps that Plague Bearer into the middle of next week. We get the Warp Surge. What's it going to be? Mutations. Doubled in power. Ooh. Well, that could have been worse. Also, I get a point of willpower back on everybody whenever there's a Warp Surge. And I think there are now only 2 turns left. There are. Right. Paladin Fool. I think we're going to start on the Terminator. Because it's not going to parry melee attacks. He still has a ton of willpower. So I'm going to force strike the shit out of this. Plus, I can use him as a willpower battery. Oh, nice, we got a crit. We'll disable him. Because if he survives this, he's gonna... well, he's not going to use a melee attack now. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Yes, Commander.
Interceptor Storm. I really do need to finish off that guy with the hazard spray. Interceptor Storm should be able to do that quite easily, but I kind of also want him up there dealing with the Plague Bearers because they can't parry his melee attacks.
My blade is yours.
I can shoot this guy, and we will get a reaction shot off as well, although he is in partial cover, so the shot isn't going to do a huge amount of damage. Yeah, and smite him. No, we're just going to run up to him and hit him. Since he's basically out of willpower. I mean, he hits pretty hard with this warding stave. Should be able to kill this fella. Ah, no, we're going to have to finish him off. Moving over there costs too much action, so fine. Intercept the Storm, get over there, kill him. Cover the willpower.
Slaughtered.
Nice. He's now on 9 willpower. The problem is he's now miles away from all of those guys who parry melee attacks. And Interceptor's melee attacks cannot be parried, so I need him over there defending the Inquisitor. They're out of range of a teleport strike, so I'm just going to teleport him up there. Hopefully get the action point back, because he has a 50% chance of recovering any action spent on teleports. And that's going to be about as close as I can get. Here we go. Teleport, fingers crossed. Action point refund. Yes! Right, now he's in range of a teleport strike. So, kill that one. Yeah, that'll do. End up there. No need to warp charge it, you can finish the Terminator off. Actually, yeah, we will warp charge it, because we will kill the Terminator. And he won't have to use his last remaining action point to do it. And he can't quite get to within range of the last Plague Bearer. Paladin Fool also cannot get to within range of the last Plague Bearer. Oh, he can. Right, hit it. Hopefully it will go for him. Oh wait, it's not a Plague Bearer, it's a Marine. With the hazard spray. Oh shit. Well, hopefully it goes for him and not the Inquisitor. Because I am now out of options. There's nothing else I can do. I'll move the Interceptor over there so he's in hard cover, because there are of course more reinforcements coming. Oh, hang on, the Apothecary can get up there and kill him. Fantastic. Okay, that's a relief.
That's it. My ritual is near complete. Hold them back just a bit longer, brother knights. Just a bit longer and we've won.
Yeah, we're nearly there, and I really did not want that Plague Marine putting the hazard spray down on top of Inquisitor Vakir, because that would just inflict damage on her every turn. Right, 1 turn to go, and we will have completed the Ritual of Destruction. Just have to deal with this fetid bloat drone and the Marine that it brought along with it. We're reasonably well positioned to deal with it. And I am going to be relying on Interceptor Storm here again, so Apothecary Han is using his Medicaid Servo Skull to buff him with the Warp Speed Biomancy, which increases his movement and gives all kinds of bonus crit damage. There's the Quicksilver stratagem, an extra 2 action points. Hopefully he has enough willpower left to actually do a teleport strike. 5 willpower. He does. But that's not enough to follow it up with a bunch of force strikes. So, Paladin Fool, who is basically a walking willpower battery, is going to give him 2 of his own willpower. Nice. Right.
Standing ready.
Anything else we can do with anybody else prior to unleashing Interceptor Storm on them? Apothecary Harm? No. Not really. Does anybody need healing? Well, kind of, yeah. Oh,
Praise the
God.
Emperor.
Librarian Forest is stuck all the way down here. You know, I can move into there, still have an action point and shoot at the bloke though. So, yeah, why not? Soften it up. Take a couple of points of armour off at least. Only 2 though, because of range penalties. Right. Paladin Fool. Yeah, he can only... I mean, he doesn't have a ranged weapon. Well, he can smite. And he can catch that guy. He's just in range. May as well. Basically, I'm exhausting all the rest of my options before I unleash Interceptor Storm on them. And we'll move him up. Hopefully, if any of them survive, they will attack him. Or the Apothecary. These guys are in Terminator armour. They have bonus armour. It's all good. We're going to shoot this guy again. Using Apothecary Harm's last action point, and he still has plenty of bonus willpower, so we may as well go ahead and power it up with a Cybolt. The warp meter is now at 100%, but this is the last turn, so I don't really care. Now, Interceptor Storm. And I hope Interceptor Isaad is watching, because this is how it's done. So 1 action point to move up to there to get him a bit closer for the teleport strike. Why can I not hit the bloke drone with the teleport strike? What's going on? Okay, I can. Great, they're just far enough apart from each other that I can only hit one of them. Well, the bloke drone's the big target, so we'll go ahead and warp charge it. No point in saving the willpower now. This is it. Oh, and he gets the action point back from the teleport, so he can probably now kill both of them. Let's focus on the bloke drone. If I force strike it, will it kill it? No. So it's going to require 2 hits anyway. Maybe a hammer hand crit attack. Yeah, let's do that. And that's basically killed it. Which means this guy is about to have a really, really bad day.
It will be done.
It will require a second attack to finish him, but the second attack will finish him. And that's cleared up all existing enemies in the final wave of reinforcements on a day late and $1 short.
It is done, Commander. The Morbus's advance has been halted, at the least for today.
Hooray! Mission complete. That took about an hour to do. So you basically just seen the edited highlights and it still took 40 minutes. You definitely get your money's worth out of this game. So, due to my farming low threat missions in order to get Interceptor Isaad killed while still allowing everybody else to be able to pick up the slack, I ignored way too many of those high threat missions, which led directly to another one of these Noctilith Crown missions spawning. And if I'd ignored it, well, the planet would have been completely lost to corruption, and you can only ignore so many of them before it's game over. But it's dealt with, and from here on in, work will commence on researching the location of the 5 Demon Prince Reapers and killing them so we can actually bring this campaign to a conclusion. And of course, Interceptor Isaad will continue to volunteer for special duties until he achieves his mission, dies, and Paladin Thule can commune with him in the Apothecarium in order to respec his talent points. Remember, in the grim darkness of the far future, life is cheap. Anyway, that's it for today. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.